We have a massive power, and it's the power to say no.
2024 is the year when the pushback begins in earnest.
People ain't seen nothing yet. That's what I keep telling people.
It is a master-servant relationship where we, the governed, are the masters.
Doctors are gaslighting patients.
You press down enough on people for long enough, you leave them no choice but to rebel.
So, no, I don't want to forget about it, and I won't shut up about COVID.
The story of the unvaccinated is still yet to be told.
We are one people, one flag, one Australia. One Australia.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the XCandidates. My name is Stephen Tripp, joined by Mr. Adam Zahra. How are you tonight, Adam?
I'm pretty good, Trippy. How you going, mate?
Back in the fishbowl.
Back in the fishbowl.
And Mr. Sam Buono.
Stephen, Adam, how you going, mate?
Hey, good, Buono. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. Good.
Yeah, good.
Good to have you, Sam.
In our studio.
We always have a lot of fun when Sam's here.
Yep.
Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. We've got the Sam Buono t-shirt.
Not on me tonight, it's on Trippy.
Well, let's kick it off like we always do. Thank you everyone that are watching live on YouTube, Facebook, and Rumble. If you are watching us live, you can comment in the comments at any stage, ask your questions, and also at some point tonight, probably early, I'll put the link to StreamYard. So if you want to call in, we had a big night last night with Kevin Lockray. We had 3 people call in, which made the interview very interesting. So feel free to call in. We love hearing from our tremendous audience and hearing what they have to say and what they have to ask if they're interested in certain things or what have you. So feel free to call in. You can use your phone, you can use your laptop. It's just like talkback radio. I call it talkback streaming. So please call in if you want to. So let's get into it. If you want to support us, you can head to Buy Me a Coffee and throw us a few dollars there if you would like to. It's just a way that people can support us and support us with everything we're doing. Helps us pay for the stream and also building a new website and everything like that.
And
so
a studio. Don't forget our studio. Don't forget the fishbowl.
And the fishbowl.
Fishbowl.
So it's just and also the main purpose of it all is to give me a warm and fuzzy feeling, and Adam too.
Oh, well, I like a warm, fuzzy feeling just as much as the next person. But it's we're trying to bring you guys, different aspects and different things like that. So what happens is when we can get together and we can interact with each other, and you catch us looking up at our monitor so that we can see we're looking at the camera and realize we're not looking at the camera and all that kind of stuff. But it's about we want you to ring in. We want you to be part of the show.
Yes.
We're not famous, amazing, crazy people that don't want to hear our audience and stuff speak. We want to hear you speak. We want to hear your opinions.
Yeah.
It helps us, keep connected to you guys. So ring in or magically stream in, however you do it.
Hit the StreamYard link. Yeah. I'll put it in there. It's not there right now, but I'll be putting it there shortly.
Yeah.
If you want to get the fantastic, wonderful Sam Buono t-shirt, you can head to our t-shirt shop, xcandidates.t-shirts.net.au. Look how good this t-shirt is. Wonderful, amazing, and we'll come up with some new designs. I got a new idea for a Sam Buono t-shirt.
That's right.
It's going to say, "I got that wrong."
Just a little laugh.
Also, if you want to help support the light, here it is. Have you read this yet, Sam?
About 20 minutes ago.
He actually did read it. But the Light newspaper are looking for distributors. Now, this goes out free to the public. You will need to pay to purchase these. They're about 15 cents a copy. But we are looking for distributors throughout New South Wales, specifically Sydney, but all around the country as well. If you are in Sydney, please call 0406 861 816 to become a distributor. And if you're anywhere else in the country, you can head to thelight.australia.com and sign up to be a distributor. It's a great publication, and I say it every single time. With misinformation, disinformation laws, and censorship seemingly coming our way, publications like The Light might be the last resort that we have to get information out. So,
we just had a global network crashing. I mean, you're not going to be able to get your news. You're not going to be able to get these kind of things. It's just, global network is just like digital currency. It's just not going to work, and then they can turn it off at any time.
Actually, I got a great story from Friday afternoon. You won't believe.
Well, we'll hear that in a second. But as I was saying, once the web goes down, or once one of those software companies go down, everything goes down. So one way to stay in tune and get your information would be through the newspaper. What happened to the old newspaper? I mean, I love a physical newspaper.
It is nice.
And it smells good. It's a different interaction.
Funny enough, Mr. Murdoch said in an article in an interview the other day, so he reckons there won't be no print in the next 10, 15 years.
Well, think about all the jobs that get lost.
Well, there'll still be the light, because the light's free, and the normal newspapers cost about $3 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, that's right. I think the Australian on Saturday was about $5.50. I think.
Oh, who's going to pay $5 for a newspaper full of ads?
Well, that's what.
Okay, well, if you want to keep up to date with everything that we're doing as well, head to commandingthenarrative.com. Now, you'll notice if you're following us on social media and other places, we are going through a slow rebranding. Everything's moving across to the Commanding the Narrative umbrella. So if you're a little bit confused, just head to the website, commandingthenarrative.com. You can go to the top corner up here where it says sign up. Click that there, and I'll set up a weekly mailing list. I'm just trying to work out how to use MailChimp at the moment, but I pretty much sorted it out last night. So if you have signed up, expect an email. If you want to stay up to date with all podcasts and articles that might be reading, and events coming up. There's a rally coming up down in the Illawarra on Sunday. So all those events and everything like that, head to commandingthenarrative.com. And you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing. And if you are following us on Instagram and X and other places like that, and you're used to us being the X candidates, it will now be Commanding the Narrative. It's just a way of putting everything under the one umbrella, and it's just a slow rebranding. Some things will stay X candidates, like Truth Social. I can't change that. Rumble, unfortunately, I can't change as well. So it might be a little bit confusing, but the first place to go is the website. So please do that. Sign up and keep up to date with all the stuff that we're doing, because we're heading into election time. Adam is going to be running for council. Do you want to let everyone know about that, Adam?
Yeah, so Campbelltown Council, we're going to run for that. I've got my group together. We're just going through the processes for the New South Wales Electoral Commission. There's a lot of steps to be compliant, but that's pretty good. It's going. Hopefully, I want everyone signed up and everything done. Hopefully this week, so that we can move forward. So if anyone's watching this show in the Campbelltown area and are willing to donate some of their time to the cause, we can always use volunteers. We know when we're campaigning, volunteers are key. We're going to have a lot of booths to cover. We're going to have a lot of pre-poll to cover. And things like that. So look, we're just about no BS. We just want to bring things back to where council's working for the people. Our platform at the moment is looking to be about having decent parks, about forgotten areas, obviously roads, rates and rubbish, but recreation is also a key part of the council and their obligation and duty to the people to the ratepayer. So we're putting together a few key points, and if you want to be part of a no BS party, no BS group, because we're going to be independents, then reach out to us. Reach out through the web on this page. You can find my social media, Zahra Adam. That's on Facebook. Everything will also go through a change, and then the social medias will go up soon. I'm just trying to get everything locked in with New South Wales Electoral Commission. But it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a fun campaign, short and sharp, and we're just trying to keep Labor and the Greens out of the mayoral office. That's what we're really trying to do here.
Now, it's been a massive week of news and events and all sorts of stuff.
Unbelievable.
And that's why we've dragged you out to Campbelltown, Mr. Buono. Adam and I did talk about this last week. If you want to go onto our Buy Me a Coffee and sign up to be a member, you get special clips that the public don't get. So if you do want to sign up to be a member, we did about 25 minutes last week, right, Adam?
25 minutes, you get to watch me vape while we talk.
Yeah, and our initial reactions of what happened with the assassination attempt on President Donald Trump, former president. But we've had a week to let it all sink in. Other things have happened. Biden's got COVID. The RNC's happened. A lot happened there. But let's go back to the the event itself, the assassination. Now, this is the timeline from CBS. Now, I don't know how accurate CBS is going to be, but it all started at 5:51 p.m. The Secret Service is notified of a suspicious person that is the shooter. A minute later, they shared the information about it. Now, at 6:03, Trump takes the stage. 6:09 is when people around start noticing the gunman on the roof, and they see him up there. They start. People have seen the videos of people shouting and saying, "Hey, there's a gunman on the roof." They're alerting the police. Apparently, the police went up and had a look, and he pointed the gun at them and all this sort of stuff.
And they backed off.
They still didn't do anything. There's a diagram. I'm sure everyone's seen the diagram of where Trump is standing on stage, where the shooter is, where the Secret Service snipers were, etc., etc. So at 6:11, that's when the officer walked around the building and spotted the shooter. And then straight after that, the first shot was fired. A couple of seconds later, 2 more shots, and then more gunshots heard. And we've all seen the footage of President Trump being shot. Now, Sam, when you saw this, what was your initial reaation?
I thought it was all the times of
just fire up, mate. Speak a bit louder.
Just thought that I just remember all the times I remember as a kid of Ronald Reagan getting this partly assassination attempt, and then all the years later from JFK, from the last 50, 60 years of all the conspiracy theories and all that sort of stuff, like made me thought, what's going on here? But I was in shock. I said I was in shock, so I just didn't know what to say. The truth, it took me a couple of hours to work out what was going on, And fair income, just I can't believe how a shooter can get 150 meters with a clear shot.
How does the shooter miss from 150 meters?
Robert now banned in. Hello, Robert. The StreamYard link is now in the chat if anyone wants to call in. But Robert says, what is the world coming to? Assassination attempts and suits without collared shirts. Good on you, Robert. Robert's a very stylish man, so I can understand why he might have a problem with that.
Mate, it's a Sunday night.
Adam,
yes.
What did you think?
I got to be honest with you. My first thoughts that went through my head was, I hope it doesn't come out that it was staged by the Trump camp.
Oh, come on.
Right? No. Like, that was my first thoughts because I was in shock. Now, everyone, I'm a Trump supporter. I want Trump to win. I don't think anyone else is really going to have. I'm a big Trump fan. And I have been pretty much since, day one, right? But I thought, I just think that it's something that we know that it can boost popularity. I mean, as I said, 150 meters, somebody missing, it kind of nicked his ear. You're kind of like, geez, it's an attempt. And was it really an attempt or what? And I just, mainly for the conservative cause, I just didn't want any sort of like allegations or some sort of like false narrative go through and, saying that Trump set it up and it was part of his team. I don't believe that happened. That was my first thought. Okay. And I've spoken to many people over it and since then. And I mean, honestly, you'd have to have balls of steel to stand there knowing you're going to get shot at, right?
Well, if you've been living under a rock, you haven't seen this. This is the actual assassination.
And that's a little bit old. That chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
So you can see that he jumps down pretty quickly.
But you can see, like, it's kind of like it's almost unbelievable, right? Like, it's just almost an unbelievable kind of scenario.
Unbelievable.
And you think in Hollywood straight away, right? I did anyway. That's just me. I'm a bit skeptical.
I'm still shocked a week later.
How do you stage this though, Adam?
No, I agree. Like, don't forget that was the first thing. That was at 10:30 in the morning. I saw the first clip just after out of bed. Just popped up to mum and dad's to do some work, and they're going, "Oh, can you believe this is happening?" And I'm like, "Oh, what?" And I saw it, and that was my first thought. But gee whiz, I haven't seen this angle before, actually, Stephen.
Yeah,
that's crazy, isn't it? But it goes to show how it could have happened.
I mean, I want him to win. I don't think the Western world, and I don't think conservative or democracy has any option for him other than him winning. at this point in state and at this point in time.
I'm getting some comments come in already. Graham, welcome, Graham. Says Trump was already on track to win the election. He doesn't need a bump in the polls. Something else is going on for sure, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, so that's a great point, Graham. And as I've been speaking to many people and talking about it, I have that kind of also agreement as well. But we know that Biden's also being pressured to step down after that terrible performance that he had in that debate.
Yeah,
and then he didn't want to step down. And what happens if, let's say, Michelle Obama gets elected as a representative? Michelle?
Who?
Well, I'm just trying to be diplomatic. I'm not going to go into conspiracy, but let's talk about.
You're talking about Big Mike.
Oh yeah, Big Mike. No, but Michelle Obama. So if she took the next step up to the pedestal, that could be, I'd imagine the Trump camp would be a little bit concerned after that.
If Michelle Obama puts her hand up, I think.
Can she beat Trump?
I think she can.
Maybe not after this.
I think she can.
No, maybe not after this attempt, though.
It will rise the Democratic voter base will come out and vote.
Yeah, but what are you voting for? That's the thing. I think that's the biggest scary thing.
We know the Trump people will come out and still vote. At this moment, there'll be a lot of Democrats who see Biden as a bumbling something and say, well, I'm not going to vote for him, so I'm not going to turn up.
Yeah.
And that's where Trump will win.
So that's what we overlooked that here in Australia, because we have compulsory voting, but they don't.
Non-compulsory, no preferential, first past the post.
What about this? So there's been assassinations in the past in America. Some are successful, some are not. You brought up Reagan, that was not successful.
Been going for 160 years.
Yeah, well, that's right. I can't even list all the presidents that have either been assassinated or has had attempts on.
I think there's about 8 people. 4 have been successful, 4 haven't been.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, I was watching a clip today about it, right? So, a president gets shot at or assassinated. Shooter is some, bogan, let's say, for lack of a better term. They're immediately killed, and then it's all folded away and wrapped up into nothing and left to the conspiracy theorists to think about what's going on.
Gimpy Girl, welcome, Gimpy Girl. I wonder who that is. Trump is leading the polls by a mile. That's why Biden camp tried to take him out. Big Mike cannot win. Everyone knows he is a tranny. I also. So a lot of. I'm not going to be able to keep up with all these.
No, you can't fake the teeth line. If you have a look at Mike, the photo of Mike back at university, and you have a look at the tooth line,
would a vote for
and then you
Michelle...
have a look at Obama's tooth line, right? You're going like, hey, I don't know, man. You can change a lot, but you can't change teeth.
John Walsh, he's made a comment. I think everyone knows this as well. Obama is pulling the Democrat strings anyway. So
no doubt about that.
That's right. Yeah, we know that.
About that. Yeah. He actually lives in Washington. He only lives around the corner from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
You know John Walsh?
No, I know where Obama lives.
Obama, sorry.
Obama lives around the corner from 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Didn't he just buy like a $23 million home on the waterfront?
That's probably property number 10. But
well, that's the waterfront. But global warming.
But what I want to focus on is. So I said there's been assassination attempts in the past, but has anyone gotten up from being shot and reacted like this?
Unbelievable.
And then he does a Hitler salute at the end there.
Oh. I don't think that's a Hitler salute. Don't taint it. Don't taint it.
He's just been shot 10 seconds before, for God's sake.
I mean, he's pale. You can see
me thinking about Hitler then.
You can see his orange glow has slowly faded off into a pastel orange. He's pastel now.
Look at these Secret Service people. Oh, that gets me angry. That gets me angry.
Yes, well,
and then I'll show my male chauvinistic pig soon if I have to.
Don't do that, Buono.
Come on, full on Hitler salute here.
No, his fist is closed.
Yeah, his fist is closed. Oh, something's going on with the internet now. It's not wanting to work. There he goes. Oh, he's already done it anyway.
You'll see that girl pick up that MAGA cap.
Well, this is I've spoken to actually a number of police officers throughout the week. And the big thing that they say is that never, ever would you have anyone in the Secret Service that is shorter than the person that you're trying to protect.
Yeah.
And you can see.
I mean, that makes common sense. That's common sense.
Roll a bit more forward and see this woman from the Secret Service. Now go forward before they go down the stairs.
Hold on. I want to.
This is not being a male chauvinist. That's just bad.
Like that, there's no coverage.
Terrible. The blokes from the back is.
There's a Hitler salute.
Look at now. This girl's going to pick up the MAGA cap.
He's got.
Look, pick up the MAGA cap and left him open. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Adam, you're gonna have to get new internet, mate.
Sorry, guys. It's normally really, really good.
And folks, about 4 days. We're going to when he went to the RNC.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We're still on him actually getting shot first. Let's What did you feel about you guys are too busy staring at the TV. You're meant to be doing a podcast and talking.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for the next clip. Sorry, guys. This must be my internet.
You're just like staring at him as okay. So this is them putting him in the car. Now this illustrates what I was just saying, where you don't have look at the back of his head. Look at the back. The whole back of his head's exposed.
And even like that. Look at that. Sitting shot.
Bang. Dead. And look at this woman in the front. She can't even get that clip. I've actually got another clip there where it will show her not being able to
holster a gun.
Lucky those 3 girls went there 4 days later.
Yeah, so I'm just reading some comments. You guys talk while I have to focus on this.
Oh yeah, okay. No
Instead
worries.
of staring at the TV.
Yeah,
the TV's not even going.
We're programmed. So
just shocking work. But actually, if you want to know, folks, the person in charge of the Secret Service is in front of Congress at midnight tomorrow night.
Midnight.
10 o'clock DC time.
I mean, what kind of the questions are going to ask? How did you not cover the sloping roof?
The Republicans would just be lining up, just going for her. She had any decency. She should resign. But don't worry, in 3 months' time, 4 months' time, when if Trump's re-elected, she'll be fired.
Yeah. And where were the failures that you saw? Obviously, in the size of the bodyguards,
body parts. Should have told Trump to not go defiant and put his fist out, say fight, fight, fight.
Yeah.
Graham says, I think Trump's immediate reaction was that of an angry man. I reckon he was thinking, how dare they? I also think he would have been running purely on adrenaline when he stood up.
I agreed with that, Graham, for sure.
But so much quick thinking at the same time. Yeah, imagine everyone, boys and girls. How would you be feeling? How would you be feeling 30 seconds after, or a minute or two after getting shot, putting your fist up in defiance and say fight, fight, fight?
Yeah, I think he's a showman. I think that's just.
But how mentally tough is this man?
Oh, he's got to be mentally tough. I mean, he's worked his way up through a world that's far worse and more cutthroat than politics, and that's saying a lot, right? So what happens is, I mean, he's got the mental aptitude for the job.
That's right. Yeah.
And we can see that. You can see that. Okay, shot in the head, basically shot in the head, and then how many days later was he at that the RNC?
3 days later.
3 days later. So he's got his ear. Don't forget too, his ear would have been blown apart by that bullet. So his ear's been stitched together, and he's going to have to obviously have some sort of like cosmetic or replace some sort of replacement therapy done. Like his ear won't be the same again.
Be interesting what it'd be in a couple of weeks' time when it all settles down. It's probably bruised and puffy and all that sort of stuff.
Well, it would be. You would imagine it would be pretty well, obliterated. If it went straight through a clip, I could understand it would like burn a little bit off the edge, maybe, right? But I mean, if it went through the ear, physically.
Now this is another angle of the Secret Service.
Love you, Trump.
Hey, bang, bang. Look at the Secret Service. Can't even get the gun in the holster. What were you saying, Adam? Like when you're on the work site?
Oh, well, when I'm on the work site, like I have my tool belt on, and it's I've got holsters for my equipment. So by multiple using, like if you are a trained professional, you shouldn't miss. It would be, I mean, I can understand if you're grabbing somebody and you're kind of running and you're trying to get it in, you might miss, right? But if you're literally just standing there like she was, she should be able to be thinking about what she's going to do for dinner tonight and still get that holstered in. That she should not miss that. I mean, I can be up a ladder, teetering at 6 meters above the ground, have something in my hand, right, and still holster my drill, okay, and then repeatedly reach back, fix a bracket, put it back in, climb down, all the things that you got to do. I mean, like, that's pretty. Was it first day on the job?
They'd be embarrassed watching that.
That is embarrassing.
That would be embarrassing.
I would be like, and now I want to know a question actually. If anybody has an answer for this, does Trump choose the team?
No, Biden does.
Biden choose. Wait, whoa. Your opponent chooses.
Of course, we'll look at
your
RFK.
team.
RFK can't even get Secret Service.
You're kidding me.
They've denied RFK Jr. Secret Service.
So even us as even us as federal candidates, right? If we had a threat or a threat or some sort of like attack on us, Australian Federal Police will assess the risk and then actually post people at your house or whatever they have to do for you. Australian Federal Police will do that.
That's right. I think there was a press conference from the Home Secretary of Homeland Security, and he said on Monday our time that RFK Jr. will have full.
Now,
well,
a bit late, don't you think?
2 days after 2 days after
he's just spent
situation.
$1 million on his own security.
Well,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
And upgrade.
Especially at especially such a high profile event. Like this is not. This is not, this is not rugby league, man. This is gridiron. Like, this is not, this is not V8 supercars. This is NASCAR. That's like, no, this is, this is not
Formula One.
Yeah. Well, Formula One's almost bigger than the.
Now, Sam, Robert Nalbanian says, Sam made a comment that Big Mike could beat Donald J. Trump. Could he give some reasons as to why he thinks so?
Well, I think Obama. Big John, I think.
Who's Big John?
Big Mike.
Mike John, whatever you think it is. Yeah, I just think that will re-incentivize the Democratic.
Re-incentivize. Re-energize.
But the Democratic Party, and they'll and obviously the Hispanics, and the.
She's a woman,
Americans,
a black woman, a woman of color,
and
married to
the ex-president.
She's former first lady.
She's written a book.
A lot of people that watch Ellen and the daytime talk shows think that she walks on water, and that she's a good dancer.
I hope she doesn't come.
Watch those dancing clips.
I hope she doesn't become, because there's a politician in New South Wales that thinks that Obama will run. And I want to get up in. I've been waiting 9 months to get him.
What
option says, do you trust the AFP?
Australian Federal Police?
Yeah. Australia's different to America.
I've got to be honest with you. I think, like, when you're just like a low-level candidate running in a low-level party, if there's a threat against you, I think they've got no reason not to, just check it out and justify their job.
Gimpy Girl says, I saw them in action in Canberra. They're not human.
What do you mean by not human?
I don't know. Call in. The link's in there, everyone. If you want to call in, I'll put it in the chat again. These comments are coming quick and fast, which is good. We love the comments, but we also love callers as well. So if you want to call in,
maybe a few people online tonight, have we?
Yeah, always that, mate.
Good.
The ex-candidates always has a good crowd
on a Sunday night.
Good loyal audience.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's go to the next one, mate.
Hang on. I can't do everything at once.
Oh, hurry up.
I'm going to put you in this seat next time.
Well,
I'm trying to put the link in the chat so people can call in, and you want me to play clips at the same time.
Yep.
I never get any love. Now, that
photograph.
Hold on. This photograph, you mean this one?
This is going to be fun.
How significant will this photograph be in history?
When people do a PhD on Trump in 100 years' time, you think a front cover would be like that picture. That will be the test of time.
I reckon that should be carved into some stone monument.
It'd be like Lincoln at Gettysburg, or JFK getting shot, or his speech where, or the bloke who got the black leader, what's his name? Who got assassinated? King,
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King being on the steps saying, "I have a dream" speech. That picture,
I think
will be defined as a Trump picture for years, hundreds of years time, when they do PhDs on him.
Could they have got a more perfect image?
Unbelievable. That is just that's a photographer's life, and that is of defiance being shot,
patriotism,
and the patriotism of the American flag, although it was upside down, doesn't matter. It's still there.
Well, I think,
and the incompetence of the Secret Service.
No, but all those people there are now immortalized in history.
Yeah.
Every single one of those people in that photo.
I think it gives people a lot of, like, I remember in 2016 when Trump first got elected, it filled me with a lot of hope.
Yep.
And it made me feel like, hey, he did it. You know, we can do it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it inspires people. An image like that inspires people. And they go, man, this guy got shot. He stood up. The first reaction he had was fight, fight, fight. I'm not stepping down. And you heard it at the RNC, the Republican National Convention. The crowd are chanting, fight, fight, fight.
Because that's what it is.
It's not let's go, Brandon.
No.
It's fight, fight, fight.
Because this is what it is now. It has become a fight. This is a fight.
Yeah.
This is a fight for democracy. This is a fight for freedom. And it sounds so cliched. There's all these words now, flags and rainbows and all this kind of stuff get tainted by, media and pop culture now, right? But it is a fight. It's a fight for freedom, and freedom should be fought for, and that signifies it. Everyone should be wearing that shirt.
I want to ask you this. When I actually found out, I got a message on Telegram about it. And the first reaction I had was to check news sources. So you go on ABC or whatever, Sky News, and I'm looking for it. There's nothing, right? Nothing about it. I go to X, and there's photos, there's clips, there's everything. How significant is X and other social media now when it comes to news?
All the younger generation are using social media.
Does it have to be the younger generation though?
Well, I looked up my stuff. When I woke up,
when you heard about it, where'd you get your information?
I went straight to Twitter.
You went straight to X.
On my oath, I did.
What about you, Adam?
Funnily enough, I saw it on the news at Mum and Dad's place.
Okay.
Like I still go to my Mum and Dad's place for my news. Funnily enough, all my like Facebook streams I got Hulkster girl everywhere. Hulkster. Spit on that thing. I got that everywhere, but I have not got one stream on Facebook or Instagram regarding Donald Trump's attempted assassination. Right? I do follow a few like Candace Owens and a few other people, and they've talked about it. Okay, but I have to look for it. Right? On X, it's there. Okay. So it's in my stream.
All right. I've got a caller call in. I don't know. Oh, I'll give him a moment because I don't think he's. Are you ready, big mate? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to come on, caller. Okay, we might give him a minute. But all social media, is that going to kill news? Do you think?
I think it will eventually.
Just like the news killed newspaper.
Video killed the radio star,
and the computer killed.
Social media will kill the mainstream media.
Yeah, mainstream media. Well, the mainstream media picked up their game.
Mr. Nalbandian.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just I'm seeing the delay on the screen. I've turned my volume down so that there's no echo for anyone watching.
Do you have anything to say?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm reading some of the comments. I just don't think, let's just call her Michelle Obama because that's what the public knows her as. I don't think she's like, how is she appealing even to Democrats? Like, there's always a percentage of voters that like, and I've been seeing more of it on YouTube where they're like, I used to hate Donald Trump and now I'm going to vote for him. And I'm like, okay. So you were this voter base, and then, I don't know who they're going to run with. Like, who do you guys think they could run with, the Democratic Party?
Obama's the only option.
I think if they want to have a chance to win, if they want to have a good run, he'll be able to get the money behind her straight away.
Right.
Because you've got to think about the money that it's going to take.
She'll get $1 billion tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's what, because that's what it need $1 billion to run, right? And that was another thing that I heard as well.
Though they've got plenty of donors, rich billionaires who'll give. They don't care about that. Same with the Republican Party. But I just one thing I read, people are like, oh, they'll just sort of put up what's his name, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, and just sort of put in a whatever effort, let it die, and then come back in 4 more years with like another strong candidate.
Those young Republicans, those young Democrats won't sacrifice. They're young people. They've got a long way to go. They can run in 10 years, 12 years time. They're not going to sacrifice themselves to be a sitting shot at this election when there's Trump there.
No, I think it's
Newsom and Buddy Giggle and all these younger ones. They're not going to run. They don't want to get exposed and be called a loser straight away.
No, I think it's life or death for the Democrat Party. They need to win this. They need to back up this term. Don't you think? I mean, I'm not saying that they won't run in the future, but what I'm saying is, if they want to keep this agenda going, if they want to keep this narrative going, and what's happening, they need to beat Trump now. If they can't beat him in 4 years' time, because he'll reverse everything back. He said he's going to be. Trump said his own words. He's going to be a dictator for one day, and he's going to reverse all the crap that's been done over the last 4 years. Okay, so imagine that.
Robert, we're getting a bit of feedback from your end. So do you have a final comment? We might have to let you go, mate.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to, chime in, support the show, and that's it. I'll be listening in. So if I have anything better to say, I'll call back.
Thanks, mate. See you again,
mate. We're gonna have to get you out here to the fishbowl. I'll give you
come to the fishbowl.
Yeah, look, no problems. I'll wear this Adidas shirt with a suit jacket.
Good on you, mate. We'll let you go.
Thanks, mate.
See ya. Thanks, Steve. See ya. See Adam. See ya. Sam.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the next big thing coming up. The Democrat convention. Is there any chance that it will be Biden?
I thought he'd resign by tomorrow morning.
I thought Biden. I read somewhere that Biden was stepped down.
No, that's me theories. They're probably saying, who do we place him with? Who's going to put the hand up? Kamala Harris will put her hand up straight away. She's got nothing to lose.
Well, she wants to be president now.
She's only late 50s in American politics. She's still young.
Who's this?
Kamala Harris. She's 59, but in politics in America,
what's that thing that she says over and over again? That saying that she says,
that fake smile.
No, I thought the only speech I've ever heard her say is laughing.
Yeah,
God. I don't think she's ever put 3 words together.
Let's not even bother to talk about her.
Don't give her air.
There has been a lot of talk about multiple shooters. They're saying no, we don't believe the lone assassin theory, and it's always that way. It's always a lone assassin. It's always got 3 names, just like
Lee Harvey
Oswald or John Wilkes Booth, or whatever it might be. So a lot of people are saying no, there was more than one shooter. Blah blah blah. One of the people that has been analyzing this is someone I actually respect, Chris Martinson.
Yep.
So I'm going to just play this clip now because he's gone through and he's actually analyzed the audio. So I think this is worth listening to.
This gun, but first up, we just have an absolutely different sound between the first 3. There's no echo. It's much further away. It's more muffled. It's just not in the same place at all. But these next ones, very different sound, totally different weapons. Okay, full stop. We have 2 separate weapons. Plus, we have no echoes coming off of the first 3, and then we do have echoes coming off of the next set. And that last one, that's different. That's not the sniper shot. The sniper shot is another 10 seconds later. So I don't know what number 6 is here, but we're just going to bookmark it for now and go on. So
What do you guys think of that?
That's true. That last bullet was 10 seconds after, as he said, 10 seconds after that last bullet. Where did it come from?
So there was 9 bullets all up. So his argument was that there was the first 3, boom, boom, boom. That's sniper. That's the shooter. Sorry, that's the shooter. Then you hear boom, 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 and that includes some shots from the shooter, but he's saying also shots from a second shooter force. And potentially a third shooter. And then the last shot way at the end is them taking
the actual protection.
So that's Chris Martinson's.
Well, I just can't see that because as far as I'm concerned, this is live. Everyone heard it. There was live people there. They had live interviews after that. And I just can't see where people said there was a shooter there in the barn. Where was the other shooter?
There's always a triangular fire. In any movie, in any sort of like scenario that you see, in any sort of like FBI investigation stuff, shows and stuff that you watch, there's always a triangle of fire. You always have 3 shooters. You have a shooter, right? Because one of them's not going to miss. So that's my understanding. That is my understanding of an assassination attempt. There's always 3 shooters.
Okay, so Adam first.
Yeah,
how many shooters?
I will say 3.
Sam?
One shooter and 2 snipers.
1 shooter and 2 snipers.
And by snipers, do you mean they're the ones protecting Mr. Trump?
That's correct.
Right.
All right.
I don't believe in this conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Because it was live modern day things. There was covering. There was media covering the thing. There was complaints from there was a person on the roof. There was no alibis from somewhere else. It was because there's 1,000 people there. They would have said there's another sniper, another shooter on the right hand.
The guy on the roof could have been a patsy to direct attention away from the Secret Service from the real shooters.
Well, until there's some facts, I'm not.
I like conspiracy theory. Come on.
Okay. Well, believe it or not, thankfully last night on Commanding the Narrative, I had Kevin Lockray on
when he's a
lieutenant colonel. Yeah. He actually even invented his own rifle.
Yeah.
So if you want
one,
if you actually want to, if you want to speak to anyone about this issue, he's the perfect guy. This is his reaction to. I played the exact same clip to him. He heard exactly what we heard, and this is what Kevin had to say.
Goes coming off of the next set.
Okay, Kevin. Now, you were in the military for a long time. You were a lieutenant colonel. You even invented your own rifle. You should have some expertise in this. In hearing what Dr. Chris Martinson just had to say and hearing the different sounds of the shots, what are your thoughts?
Well, the first 3 were 5.56, and the frequency, that's to say how quickly he fired, is quite consistent with a person firing a semi-automatic 5.56, which is the same as our Steyr or what was called the Armalite. The other sounds you hear are likely something in the order of 308 or 339, and they're sniper rounds. That's the snipers firing back at the shooter. So the shooter actually got off 3 rounds before they started nailing him, and the snipers didn't fire 1 round. They fired about 5.
Are you sure? Because I heard the official report that it was just a 1 shot fired by the snipers.
No. And I can assure you that if you're in a sniper team, you don't rely on one guy hitting the target. And there were at least 3 sniper rifles that I've seen, two definitely, that were trained on the target. So no, and look, there's an awful lot of misinformation and rumor going around. One was that he brought his own ladder, and then the next thing you hear is that the ladder was actually an integral part of the building to allow people to get up onto the roof to maintain it. Look, from my ears, from what I just heard, the first 3 were from the same rifle. They were 5.56. And then the next ones had a totally different tenor to them. They were boom, boom, boom. And there were 2 there that were fired in very close order, almost like a machine gun. And that's because there were 2 snipers taking out the assailant. You don't, under those circumstances, you don't say, oh, look, I'll trust this guy to get him. If you're a sniper and trouble is hit, you go at it. You just let fly.
Adam, you want to change your thoughts?
Man, I trust Kevin. So, like, you know, like, if he's analyzing it and he's
Well, that's the problem. I trust Chris Martinson as well, but Kevin made his living out of being in the military, and as I said, even invented his own rifle.
No, but he makes sense, because what happens is he talks about the bang, bang, bang. That's the sniper. Oh, sorry, that's the shooter.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to me, right? Then what happens is the snipers make sense to me as well. Bang, 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 bang. Triangle of fire. He's saying 2 to 3 shooters, 2 to 3 snipers. Well, you're always going to have more than one sniper covering the president. Okay, so they're gonna, you know, you're gonna have them on different angles. So then they see the threat, they hear the threat, or hear the threat, see the threat, and then bang, bang. So 2 people are fired at once, basically, to take out the threat. What was that? Did he have a comment on that last sound?
No, he didn't. And
you didn't follow up question with that one?
That's what I didn't. That's a question. What was that?
What was that
what
last
was that
one?
final shot 10 seconds after?
Well, that's what I heard. So even Trump's come out and said that they took him out. They took the shooter out with 1 shot. So that's what I thought the shot was. But if that was a shot, it would have come very, very late.
Well, the thing is,
and what I want to know, I know a lot of other people, and I can't play all the clips tonight, but a lot of people have also done analysis of where the people got shot and the trajectories, right?
Yep.
And that suits the multiple shooter, say, conspiracy at this point. Kevin says no. That's the shooter's bullet hitting a rail and then deflecting, or you know, what's the word when a bullet ricocheting off the rod and then hitting people. And he said, Kevin said that can actually be more damaging in a lot of ways
because the bullet breaks.
Yeah.
And splits off, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shrapnel.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I mean, was there guardrails behind?
See, the thing is, everyone wants to have an opinion and wants to be an expert, just like us, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, we weren't there for one.
No, well, I'm analytical about it. I like to get all the information and just kind of like see what fits, you know?
The thing was, there was 2,000 people at the rally, so they would have saw other things around at the time. Like, I believe, like, there was a break.
Because everyone's focused. Yeah. Everyone's focused on Trump.
Yeah.
Gimpy Girl says, I trust Kevin. Kevin is the expert, guys.
I trust Kevin.
I agree.
Because I don't think those are, you know, those 4 or 5 shots or whatever it was in quick succession. So the first 3, which was the assassination attempt, and then the quick shots that came after it, I believe that they were retaliation fire. I don't think that. I don't think.
Well,
yes,
that's what
I don't think that would have been another shooter around.
That's what I felt originally. When I before I watched the Chris Martinson clip, that's what I thought those shots were, and I couldn't work out why was that last shot, because it comes quite
quite
late.
Seconds.
I mean,
with all last bullet 10 seconds later. That's why I can't work. Where's that come from?
That was probably one of the. That was the what do you call it? The agent who's protecting him when he threw the gun along with his shoe and the gun.
Let's maybe watch. I know I played this before, but let's watch the whole thing again. Now that we've had that analysis, maybe we can watch the whole thing again, all the way up to that last shot.
You know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
There's the flurry. There's the flurry. There's the last one. Where's that? What's that one?
That's what that's the question.
Sounds like a mousetrap going on.
Where's that? Is that I
So that's 30 seconds of clip.
Yeah.
Could that have been?
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
So you would think by this point the shooter's dead. There's no other shot coming. If he was alive, he could have fired off more. There's the shot.
Really? Where's that shot come from?
Well, could that be just the final shot? Like, you know, like when the military, when the agents have gone over there, they would have got on the roof pretty quick. Could they have just gone one last one in there, capped him?
Could be, yeah, could be. I don't know.
That could have been the final bullet. That could have been the final.
Could have been the Secret Service girl fumbling with her gun.
She can't put it in a holster, let alone shoot someone.
Gee whiz, no, but he could accidentally shoot someone when she drops it and throws it on. Gets his shoe and throws the shoe off the stage and throws the gun with it. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
Now, I think Trump's reaction to this, when he got up and he went fight, 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 was something that will always be replayed in history.
Yeah,
it's such an iconic moment, and in a lot of ways, if you're a Trump follower,
that photo overrides fight, fight, fight.
You think that the
photo,
photo overrides it?
Will override it.
This one.
No, my oath, mate. I might be wrong, but that photo epitomizes what Trump is about.
Because think about it, they're going to use that photo and just put fight, fight, fight written underneath it.
But the picture itself,
together it works.
The picture itself tells a million stories.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
Three words, but
wicked photo.
Defiance, patriotism, the Secret Service,
strength,
blood.
I love it. It's a wicked photo. Great photo.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, look,
photo.
with that all said, I think there was an iconic moment that topped all of that. Right?
Doubly hard to beat on my.
I think there was something that even beat that. Right?
Yeah, I know what he's doing.
I don't know it, folks. I don't know this one.
Yeah,
this has to be the greatest thing I've seen
in
a long, long time.
But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next President of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I mean, we're 80s kids, eh? Like, I love the Hulkster.
Only in America.
Yeah, that's right. It is America, isn't it?
Oh my god! No, that's awesome. That was pretty cool. And that'll be another one. He'll have a shirt.
Hulk Hogan's come from the wrong side. He was from working class in the Midwest. American done good.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Here's the more significant part. Now, this is the second part. Now, obviously, he put on that show and everything like that. I think, as much as that was an awesome clip, he goes on to say this, which I think is just as significant as anything else.
You know something, Trumpites? I didn't come here as Hulk Hogan, but I just had to give you a little taste. As an entertainer, I tried to stay out of politics. But after everything that's happened to our country over the past 4 years and everything that happened last weekend, I can no longer stay silent because I want the world to know that Donald Trump is a real American hero.
So what he's basically saying is that he kept quiet. He wanted to stay out of politics. He didn't want to come out and support Donald Trump. It goes to show there are a lot of Donald Trump supporters out there that are staying silent no longer. Now they're coming out and say, no, I can't stay silent anymore. How significant is that?
Well, it's because the left is dying and smelling rank. That's
I read an article in Washington State. That's on the West Coast, and there are flags on the people's streets with the American flag with Trump on it. And there's where if you did that 6 months ago, they probably put a bomb on in your house. Now that there's flags everywhere in some of these Democrat states saying enough's enough. I'm
coming out now.
I'm showing my support.
Yeah. That's just amazing. It's really good to see. That's what I'm saying. Like, the rats fleeing a sinking ship.
The one thing I didn't like is a lot of the Republicans came out and said, "Oh, well, Trump's going to win now. He's definitely going to win now." I mean, he hasn't. Not yet. And there's still a long way to go.
I was guilty.
Oh,
but
a week's a long time in politics. 4 months is an eternity.
That's what worries me. If this was staged, if this wasn't a lone shooter, if it was orchestrated by the deep state, and they've done this 4 months out, there's still a lot of time to go. And they always talk about the October surprise. What else is in store for us?
Mate, if someone shoots him and does a second hit job, there'll be a civil war there. I think there'll be a civil war.
You think civil war?
There'd be no hard.
If he'd been killed, would there have been a civil war? Would they? I know
they
Patrick Bet David had a podcast, a reaction podcast, and they said the same thing. Oh no! Here we go. You're gonna have to unmute yourself, mate.
It's the
Mr. Richard Storch.
Okay.
Put him up on the screen. There you go, mate.
There you are, son.
Has anyone made the point that the moment someone tried to kill Trump, the Democrats lost the election completely?
We're just talking about that.
It's
too far out. You can't. There's no possible way you can say that, especially if they put Big Mike up there.
I
just like saying Big Mike.
Big Mike. They could put Popeye the Sailor against Trump and he'd lose. Captain America.
Week's a long time in politics, Richard. 4 months is an eternity.
No, come on. It's over.
There's no doubt. As I said before, Richard, the Trump base, voter base, are going to come out in force. I mean, who's going? And if Biden's going to run, some Democrat people just say, "I'm not going."
Well, here's the next risk. And Alex Jones has been screaming from the rooftops about this. Hold on, Richard. Hold on. Alex Jones is saying that the next step of this will be the deep state loading up trucks with truck bombs and blowing up a black church somewhere and blaming it on Trump supporters. And that could swing it back into Democrats.
The thing is, though,
Stephen, that's
the black people like Donald Trump.
Yeah, but 80% still vote Democrat.
No, I don't think it's 80. I think it might be 65, two thirds. But if that happens, that's banana republic stuff. That is just banana republic. You know.
What do you think, Richard?
I just said what I think. You know, it's like this is over. And the evidence of that is even the Democrats know, and that's why they won't replace Biden, because they won't want to waste a good candidate.
That's why Newsom and Buttigieg, they're not going to give themselves up this stage. They've got 20 years to go, haven't they?
It'd be a hospital pass.
That's right. If you were Buttigieg or Newsom and you're in your 30s and 40s, you think I'm going to run here against Trump? I've got 30 years to go in my political life. I'm not going to shoot myself at this stage.
No, it's over. They might as well not even have.
No, Richard. No, you can't call it over yet. No way.
Some of the polling, in the swing states. Some of the polling in the swing states, Richard's not as big as they're making it out to be. I saw some polling in Michigan.
I'll take bets for any amount of money. If anyone wants
to, not over yet.
They can bet against it.
No doubt the Trump base, the Trump supporter base, that 70 million votes, that he wouldn't have lost one person the last 4 years. And then after what happened last week, we get more votes.
Yeah.
Where's the Democrats?
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying it's
but I'm just making a comparison. But what happens on the Democrat side is that if they do change Biden, it might reinvigorate the base, and that goes up. But if it's Biden, people might say, stuff this.
I think there's only one person who could reinvigorate the base enough to try and even make a change like that, and that would be Big Mike.
That's right. Yeah.
And I don't think
but Richard, the problem is for the Democrats, if they don't turn out they'll lose a heap of seats in the Congress in California and in New York, because they'll say, well, I'm not going to vote. And if Trump's got momentum in those states, they might win some House seats, you know?
Yep.
That's why the House Democrats want Biden out, because they might lose seats in those two big states. That's where a lot of their seats are.
They will.
The coastal seats.
They will. They will lose. They'll lose big.
Yeah. I don't know, lose big. They'll lose close, but they'll lose. They might lose some Congress lower house seats in New York State and California because of the lack of turnout.
Yep.
As we've both said, it's non-compulsory, so you got to get your base to go out and vote.
Yep.
So if Biden is the guy, the Democrats won't bother voting because Biden's low energy, and what's the point of getting behind him?
Well, they said
he could fall off the perch at any stage.
We saw him at the debate. He was, he should be in the nursing home. But I said, why should I vote for that for the next 4 years? Think about it. Why should I vote for him? I've got better things to do on that first Tuesday.
Some people voted for Alba, so there are reasons why people vote.
Well, in Australia, it's compulsory, mate. Over there,
vote anyway.
Yeah, but over there, it's non-compulsory, so you got to get your base up and going. Where Australia, it's compulsory. You got to vote regardless, and preferential voting.
Graham says, with non-compulsory voting, Trump supporters need to stay vigilant at least until after the election. Trump needs a high turnout come November.
Well, Graham, there's 70 million people voted Trump. As I said, they're not
80 million.
They haven't lost the vote since the last 4 years, and this will, there might be people who will jump ship and say, I'm voting for Trump because he almost got assassinated.
You're the pollster. How many votes does Trump need to get where they can't steal it?
Well, they got to win by 2 or 3 points in those Rust Belts.
How many? What's the voting public in America? I think their whole population is about over 300 million.
400 million, I think.
So you'd have to assume that the voting public would be
100 million,
200 million.
Yeah.
Would they have that much? 50% would vote?
Well, I think about 150 million people. In 2020, it was the highest turnout of voters. So Trump got 70 million votes. So obviously Biden got something like that.
Well,
but
a lot of votes got thrown out apparently. With the shovel.
But what I'm trying to say, you can get 1 million votes in California and New York. You've got to get the votes in the right spots.
Well, I think Rust Belt. You're talking about what's the Rust Belt?
Michigan,
where the car and manufacturing and
Wisconsin.
And stuff like that. Yeah,
Wisconsin.
They're already red states anyway. Ohio's Trump.
Yeah, but the others aren't. They're Democrats.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, see, if Michigan want to, get back to building stuff, they need to bloody have
same as
vote for Trump.
Wisconsin, Arizona, Nevada all went Democrats last. That's why he lost the election.
What about the Democrats?
And Georgia's a critical one. Georgia.
Richard,
Georgia's 15 votes.
Richard, what about now the Democrats is trying to spin the line that if Trump does get reelected, he will be more authoritarian this time and try and purge all his political opponents. That's how they're trying to spin this after the assassination attempt, and they were even trying to spin it before the assassination attempt. Do you think that will be a winning strategy?
Well, I would make a comment about the comment, and that is that's typical leftist dogma, in that you're presenting conclusions and opinions as fact, and it's absolute rubbish. And this is what the left always do. They come up with this conclusion, and then try and spin it as some sort of fact or reality, and it's ridiculous. I mean, why would you assume that Trump's going to do anything other than what he says he's going to do? That's what he did last time.
I agree with that point, Richard. Is that we've got evidence of what leadership under Trump would be like because he did it.
Graham's made a good comment. In the US, the dead tend to vote Democrats. Good on you, Graham.
It is true.
Well,
it's true.
It's the old argument for voter ID.
Yeah, that's so
Facial
true.
recognition
So
and
true.
ID.
I still think that it should be in
But
Australia.
Richard, how do you have a voter ID? And this is something that I spoke to Lee Evans about on Commanding the Narrative, because they've just introduced voter ID in the UK, but you can't. They've still got postal votes. So how can you have a voter ID if you still have postal votes?
Well, this is why I'm such a bad libertarian, because I'm actually quite authoritarian when I get annoyed. So
you're authoritarian about a lot of things, by the way.
Yeah, I keep getting told I'm not a good libertarian, but
Well,
the thing
I
is
think
that
the boss down the road
I
from you,
I
Richard.
have a view about voting. It's like if you can't get yourself to a polling booth with your ID on the day, and forget pre-poll, if you can't actually manage that, then you're not entitled to a vote in the first place. And if you miss out, you miss out. It's really simple.
I agree with that. Well, I think why can't it be done over? I don't mind actually, Richard. I'd say a week of pre-poll, and then voting day. 1 week
Well,
of pre-poll and 1 voting day.
That really is the nanny state. You know, we have to keep the polling booths open for a week for all the people that can't get their shit together for then get to the polling booth on one particular day. I mean, really. I mean,
Hey,
you know,
a lot of people can't get their shit together.
I agree with you, but why should we enable them?
Well, you believe in non-compulsory.
Come on, Adam. I asked you a question. Why should we enable them?
Richard.
Well,
But Richard, you believe in non-compulsory, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's completely undemocratic to make people vote.
I just think it's ingrained in Australia that everyone does respect the right to vote.
Let me ask you this, Richard. You've said before on Commanding the Narrative that you're not interested in American politics. Are you interested now?
No.
No.
Come on, mate.
Loving it. What are you talking about?
This is the best thing ever.
To be truthful, Richard, all the conversations we have,
Mate, they're even dusting off Hulk Hogan now. Come on, mate.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever.
I mean, I'll always come on for an assassination. That is special.
Yeah, because you're authoritarian. That's your bread and butter.
Where were you last week on that at 8 o'clock in the morning? No, the old Thomas would
I haven't heard from Richard this week.
Yeah,
on the slopey roof.
Where were you?
Hiding in the bushes or up the
on the grassy
up the
knoll.
water tower.
On the grassy knoll.
Were you that second shooter with that last bullet 10 seconds late?
All right, Richard. Well, one last comment before we let you go.
I would draw attention to the fact that of all the assassination attempts on American presidents, there's only been one Democrat that's been successfully assassinated. Only one that's been attempted on a Democrat president, and that was JFK.
Well, what about Andrew Jackson? They tried to kill him.
Well, I don't think he was a Democrat.
He was a Democrat.
You sure?
Pretty sure. Let me look that up. I'm pretty certain.
Well, who was the Democrat that got assassinated anyway?
RFK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
RFK wasn't president.
No.
So JFK. JFK, sorry. What about RFK too? He was a Democrat. I know it's a technicality that he wasn't president, but he was still a Democrat.
But wasn't that when Democrats were kind of like old Labor and they were kind of like centrists and kind of like more conservative?
No, working class.
Yeah.
The working class.
So then what happened?
Well, it's the whole world of political things have gone 360. It's basically the Labor and the Democrats vote basically represent the elites.
Because I always remember JFK as being a good president.
Yeah, he was. Andrew Jackson was a Democrat.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Yeah, one of the most underrated presidents of all time.
Yeah, but he didn't believe in the Democrats in those days didn't believe in they believed in slavery.
They did.
Democrats.
The Democrats, they believed in slavery.
Stephen, I might remind you that Andrew Jackson was the guy who relocated the 5 tribes to Oklahoma along the Trail of Tears. It's one of the great genocides of history.
All I know is that he got rid of the central bank at the time. And
was he a slave trader?
Probably.
They all were
in those days.
Yeah. Yep. All right, Richard.
Was he from the south?
Oh, who cares? Wonder what highway he was. Where the side of the highway?
Was he what side of the highway? Was he from the Clacker?
Was he the Clacker?
All right, Richard. Thanks for calling in. We'll let you go, mate.
Thanks, Richard.
See you later.
Okay. I guess the last thing we've got to talk about is where do the Democrats go from here? And we have been discussing that already. If it's not going to be Biden, or should it be Biden? First question: should it be Biden?
Well, the way the Democrat process works in America, he's won all the primary votes all around the country, so he's entitled to stand.
And what about
what about Hillary Clinton?
I read something this morning about her. They thought
she'll be floating around.
No, but that's my other thing. You know what I mean? I don't think that they could win with Hillary. I don't think they could win with Hillary. Because there's too much mess around her, right?
But could that she be a substitute?
Like a sacrificial lamb?
Sacrificial lamb, that's the word. That's
Here, have you go, Hillary. Smack her on the butt and get her out there on
That's
stage.
right, 'cause-
and then let her cop the crap.
But a gig and all those people say, I've got 20, 30 years to go. I'm not going to sacrifice myself now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, you're right. Sacrifice. She's got nothing high. She's in the mid 70s. So
What about Kamala Harris? Because she's floating around the argument that
I'm running.
she was part of the fundraising.
Yeah.
So a lot of the fundraising
her
that was coming
money.
in is her money.
Oh,
That's right.
mate,
That's
hey, she's already complaining about money. Shouldn't be nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what happens there. I think 1 minute I think Biden's going to go. 1 minute I say Biden's not going to go.
Well, I think let Biden stay. Why don't we make it that there's no excuse, there's no reason. Let Trump run his campaign, let Biden run their campaign, and let them go toe to toe and see what happens. Like that way you don't give the Republicans any excuse to say, oh, you changed your pre-polling and all that kind of stuff, and then you changed it and you put Michelle in, and now all of a sudden, we're losing. And that's you know what I mean? Like you've rigged the election.
Maybe. Once again.
Batman, like a villain out of Batman. She's not the Joker, but she's like.
She reminds me of Tanya Mihalik.
Good on you.
Tanya never laughed. They should put a few words together.
No comment, guys. I don't know why you got to bring things like that up. Like there was no reason to do that. But anyway.
All right. What about Kamala? Does she have a hope?
Well, she's the only. Well, she's got nothing. She's 60 years old, so she said,
She's 60 years old.
59.
I've got to say, she's doing all right for 60.
But in political
In all
terms, she's a young person in America.
Yeah, exactly. Young person to run for president.
She says, if I've got nothing to lose, this is my only shot in the locker.
Oh, well, you wouldn't think she would come back. This is her last shot.
That's right. Yeah. She got work for the rest of her life.
And who else do they have? Gavin Newsom. He's driven California into the dust.
And he's too young. I say they're not going to give themselves up for this election.
Or is it better?
20 years.
Sometimes it's better to lose than to win. Is it better for them to lose, or will Trump just be too unstoppable as president again?
I think they need
in terms of success.
That's right. I wouldn't run. I wouldn't run against Trump at this late stage. Not if I'm Houston or Buttigieg. I'm 35. I'm 45 years old.
Mind you, the Republicans that are waiting in the wings. It could be Vivek Ramaswamy in 2028, which would I think
Trump can't.
Is formidable.
Trump can't run it. This will be his final as 2 terms only, right?
Yep.
I'll be wrong again, but I reckon he's going to run in 28.
Who?
From the Republican side.
Who?
Lara Trump.
Who?
Lara Trump.
Who's Lara?
Daughter.
Yeah.
You mean Ivanka or
No, that's the wife.
Lara's
the daughter.
Yeah.
No. Lara Trump.
Isn't it?
She's the 2IC in the Republican National Congress.
Okay. You were going to look her up. Don't you love
Ivanka?
the internet?
Ivanka.
No, the daughter.
Ivanka.
Oh, it's Ivanka. Oh, God, I thought it was Ivana.
Put her up. Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that Trump. Yeah, I think Ivana. I said Ivana. I said the same thing.
You said Lara.
Oh, Lara. Sorry. Well, that's Trump's daughter-in-law, Eric's wife's wife.
Her?
No, the one I said.
Oh, okay.
That's Trump's.
So the daughter-in-law is
Donald Trump Jr.'s daughter, a wife.
Yeah.
Donald Trump Jr.'s.
Yeah, that's right.
Wife. That's his wife.
That's his daughter. Sorry, I got that wrong.
No, his daughter's brunette. She's only 14. She was on his clip today.
That's Barron.
Oh, I don't know.
Barron's 18 years old.
Sorry, guys. Don't know.
He's 2048.
I just think that look. I think my opinion is that I think that the Democrats need to win this election and keep the momentum going for their, this agenda that's happening, global agenda or whatever the hell's going on. We know that like WEF, UN, all these people are backing this side. Okay, and then what happens is you got Trump. Trump wins, dismantles all that crap, brings democracy back, and then I think you're going to see another term, obviously not of Trump, but you will see another Republican term. So I think America will give them the 8 years to make the bigger difference, because if they start drilling and then country starts making money and everything gets more affordable, inflation comes down, all of a sudden Michigan starts building cars again, all of a sudden, right, you have an economy that's working. People aren't going to vote that away.
Gimpy girl. No, we just showed it. Ivanka is not the first wife.
Was the first one? Oh, she's
first wife. It's a similar name, by the way.
Yeah.
I love that, you fools.
Like me, I get it wrong most of the times. It doesn't matter.
Ivana was the first wife. Ivana Trump.
She's dead.
Yeah. Ivana was the first wife. So,
come on, Mr. Internet Man, get it right.
No, I did get it right.
All right,
I did get it right. I said Ivanka was the daughter, and there's Ivana.
So I think Trump, the family itself, has almost hijacked the Republican Party.
Trump.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is. Do we have someone here in Australia that could?
Well, we can't
do that with the Liberal Party.
We can't do it because
or the Labor Party,
because you got to win your own seats and it's a preferential voting and all that sort of stuff. You can kick him out now, as the Teals have done. You can only get.
Well, what about Nigel Farage?
Well, he wouldn't win Australia unless he gets 50% of the vote.
He got ahead of the Conservatives, so they would have got there. He would have picked up the preferences, and he probably would have won.
He won 46% of his vote.
Yeah, well,
that's fair enough.
yeah.
46 wins. Yes, I'm just saying. In Australia, you only get down to 40, and then you've got preference discipline. You're out of Parliament.
So we can't have a Trump here.
No.
What about Howard? Howard led the Liberal Party with strength and conviction, and was able to lead.
But he couldn't call them a fat slobs and stuff like that, or all that deplorables and that. You can't say that sort of stuff in Australian politics because you lose your seat. That's why they always back into the centre.
I do think that at the moment, speaking about Liberal, that Dutton's actually coming across pretty well on social media at the moment.
Yeah.
Some of his clips and stuff like that.
He's quiet and assertive, and the polling he can't win from at the polling at the moment. He can't win from 38%, but they've got to win with a 4.
Yeah, but
unless the minor parties like One Nation and the Libertarians have got.
Here we go. Pauline's always the one with the facts. Good on you, Pauline.
I think
Lara Leah Trump, born October, is an American former television producer who co-chaired the Republican National Convention.
That's what I said.
Committee.
That's what I said, Lara. That's the one.
Okay, so you think she's going to run?
I think it is. Yeah, I don't know she's 2IC at the Republican Party, so she's part of the apparatchik.
Okay. They knew.
That's what I was thinking.
New Kennedy family.
That's what I agree with that, Gimpy girl.
Very good point. Very good point. We have a gerrymander in Australia now. We have preferential voting in a Westminster system. We're not a republic.
Well, I think Dutton,
he's done a good job.
Maybe his balls dropped a little bit.
Well, he's got differentiation between the Labor Party.
The problem, and that's the problem. I think what happens is a lot of damage is being done with that. Is that come on, they vote the same shit. They do the same shit all the time.
Well, there'll be a couple. There'll be 3 or 4 dot points that Dutton will do in the next 6 months to differentiate themselves from the Labor Party and see what happens from there.
They shouldn't have to dot point to differentiate themselves.
No,
but I know they're going to do that.
Nuclear. There'll be some tax.
I've never seen this woman. No one knows who she is.
I don't know who she is either.
That's Trump's.
That's Lara Trump.
That's Eric Jr.'s wife.
Is it Donald Trump Jr. or Eric? Who's Eric Jr.?
That's
Eric Jr., the middle.
Yeah.
Or not the oldest. Not the oldest.
So he's the middle son.
Yeah.
And because Donald Trump
child.
Jr. is the oldest.
Yes. Barron's the 3rd child.
No, he's the 4th child.
4th child. Okay.
No, he's the 5th child.
5th child to
because they had
Melania they only had one kid, Melania.
Yeah, but you got there's also Marla Maple's daughter. I forgot her name.
About it. But I'm saying
she doesn't
Baron,
count.
she doesn't count. Baron is the only child from this marriage from Melania.
Yes. Yeah. All right, boys. Any last comments? So you've all concluded that Trump's going to win. Democrats don't have a chance. I disagree with that.
I don't say no. I never said that.
I said it's 3 months is a long time in politics.
I never said that either. I just think Donald Trump's in a good spot.
I'd rather be in Trump's
position now.
Yeah.
Robert, if you want to call in, you better make it quick. And anyone else that wants to call in, we're about to wrap up. So thank you, everyone who has contributed to the comments and everything tonight. It has been a big episode. It's a lot to talk about. This is a significant moment in history. Hopefully, this sort of thing never comes to Australia. I wouldn't like to see any assassination attempts here in Australia. This is a purely American type of thing, and they seem to be able to. Have these events in history and keep on trucking. But
Australia.
And just give us some feedback about the show as well. Do you like this format? Do you like it when we were in person a bit more? What do you think? What are your suggestions and stuff like that? Because that's what we're here for, to try and make you guys happy and give you some and keep you informed.
We've received a lot of feedback tonight.
They just love you, Sam. They heard you were coming on and they were like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a bit of Buono in me."
Do you think there's a bit of love for
that? Was a new T-shirt. Get a bit of Buono in you.
Get your own Buono T-shirt. xcandidates.t-shirts.net.au and walk around the town in style.
There's a bit of love for me, is there?
Oh, there's always love for you, Sam. Anyone that can come onto a podcast wearing a flannel and be a man of the people.
A gimpy girl, I would love it.
For me?
Oh, no, that's what she said. I would love it. We're talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. All right. So if you want to stay up to date with everything that we're doing, commandingthenarrative.com is the best place to go. Head there and hit the button up the top where it says sign up, and you'll get a weekly newsletter and stay up to date with everything that we're doing. Also head to buy me a coffee as well if you want to support us. But thank you everyone who has called in tonight or contributed in the chat. It does make for a more lively interview and podcast and episode and everything. Even though I've got to juggle a whole bunch of different balls at once. But hey, mate, you try and sit here. I've got this. The mouse is going the wrong way across the screen. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, we seem to get by tonight.
You did a good job, Steve.
Next time you can sit here.
You did a good job, Steve.
Next time you can sit here.
Well, when we don't do it live, I log in and also put up comments and stuff like that as well. But I can't do that from here.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you everyone for watching. We much appreciate it, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you very much.
See ya.